A poltergeist is terrorizing a family. Where did the supernatural force come from? And will the psychics be able to stop it? Don't miss out. The investigation that will shock even the psychics. Welcome to Psychic Investigations, a project where people who call themselves clairvoyants investigate high-profile criminal cases and astonishing paranormal phenomena. A typical rural house in Ukraine. At first glance, it looks no different from any other, but you may find it shocking to find that nobody would want to step inside these walls.
We all hear noises. Footsteps, banging, tapping, knocking on the windows.
The door opened and shut, as if someone had done it, but no one was there.
A chunk of meat flew right in front of my eyes.
This is the home of the Makarenko family. Volodymyr works in construction, while his wife, Lilia, is a homemaker. They have 2 adult children. Their 22-year-old son, Maxim, is a graphic designer. He was the first to experience strange occurrences in the house. It happened 6 months ago.
I was working at the computer when I heard footsteps, but I was completely alone at home. The footsteps continued. I moved from my desk to the bed. Then, out of the hallway, something ran past my legs. It jumped onto the bed and rustled the blankets. There were clothes lying there, and it seemed to crawl under them. I thought maybe it was a cat or a dog, but when I checked, there was nothing there.
But what happened next is almost unimaginable.
The bed started sinking like someone was sitting down on it, and the blanket started rising. I reached out, pressed it down, and it felt normal, but my mind couldn't make sense of it.
The unexplained occurrences lasted all night. Maxim even started questioning his sanity, so he told no one. But soon, his parents would witness something just as unexplainable.
We were lying in bed when we heard something running across the attic. At first, we thought it was a mouse, but mice don't make stomping noises that loud. I convinced my husband to check. He took a flashlight and climbed up, but there was nothing.
The strange noises in the attic continued every night. Over time, they became a full-blown racket.
I don't understand. Could it be magic? Something supernatural? A curse?
2 weeks ago, the eerie phenomena in the house started happening right in front of everyone's eyes.
It's scary to visit them. One day, the bed started shaking suddenly. Objects in the kitchen move on their own.
Something white suddenly flew past. I turned, but there was nothing there.
It was pale gray. I wouldn't call it a creature. It was more like a shapeless cloud, a section of space that stood out clearly from everything else.
Mist and someone's silhouette. And I cry because I can't find an explanation for it.
Out of fear and desperation, the woman turned to the psychics for help.
Nobody knows how this will end. Anything could happen.
Psychics Alona Kurilova and Zaman Sypataev took on the case. With uneasy feelings, the psychics approach the house of misfortune. Anxious Lilia greets them.
Hello?
Hello. My name is Lilia. Please come in.
Lilia's husband is currently at work. Her children are home. Maria has been eagerly awaiting the psychics. Maxim, on the other hand, spent another sleepless night tormented by the eerie sounds. And now he's resting in his room. Can the psychics help them?
This house feels strange.
This is your ancestral home, right?
Yes.
Lilia has lived in this house all her life. She inherited it from her parents. Nothing unusual has ever happened here before. So what force settled in 6 months ago, terrifying this ordinary family?
I feel movement. Like something is lurking, above me, on the ceiling, on the roof.
Hangs, like fog, a black mist.
So there really is something, or someone, on the attic. But what?
There were 4 of us in the room. Me, Zaman, Lilia, and her daughter. But in reality, there was a 5th presence. It was above us, and it was listening closely. I didn't know what it was, but I quickly changed the topic to avoid angering it and to prevent harm to anyone. Endless illness. I sense a severe chronic condition, a serious one. It confines you. It ties you to the hospital.
Maria is 20. For the last 4 years, she has been gravely ill.
She was officially acknowledged handicapped. She has stage 4 chronic kidney failure. There's no chance of recovery. Her kidneys can't be saved. She is on dialysis.
When you first heard the diagnosis, you didn't believe it. Look at her. She looks fine, doesn't she?
Yes. Until she was 16, she barely ever caught colds.
There were never any signs that something was wrong. I had no health problems at all.
Maria's family discovered her severe illness by pure accident 4 years ago when she was first hospitalized with an ear infection, acute otitis.
It turned out that both of my daughter's kidneys had failed. The emergency doctor said she could have died.
Maria was on the brink of death and never even suspected it. But how could this be? Patients with such a diagnosis usually experience unbearable kidney pain.
Doctors don't know what caused it. We never found out. We still have no idea what happened to her.
How someone young and healthy could suddenly and silently develop such a terrible disease remains a mystery to everyone. To survive, Maria must undergo dialysis twice a week.
Her life was so vibrant. And then she became trapped within 4 walls.
Before her kidney failure diagnosis, Maria danced. She was really good at it.
She was obsessed with Eastern dance. She even wanted to study choreography at university.
But those plans never came true. Now, Maria can't even work at a computer, let alone dance.
For a long time, I missed it. I tried to keep fit at home, so I wouldn't lose it completely. Sometimes, I dance for myself.
It turns out that Maria's brother, Maxim, is also seriously ill. 5 years ago, he broke his leg. The complications from that injury still trouble him.
We spent a month in the hospital with a cast. Then, at home, he had to keep the cast on for another 3 months. Now, he can't walk without a cane.
Honestly, it's a miracle that he survived. I feel that even a slight pressure on his body, his back or arm, could cause a severe bruise.
Yes.
It's related to blood, something about blood.
This is unbelievable. 2 children in the family, and both are incurably ill. Maxim has hemophilia.
To put it simply, hemophilia is a disease in which the blood does not clot.
Hemophilia is often called the royal disease because many members of royal families suffered from it. Due to the need to preserve noble bloodlines, they frequently married close relatives.
I have a severe form. Severe means less than 3%.
In Ukraine, there are currently about 1,500 patients with hemophilia A and B.
Severe forms are twice as rare.
Pain everywhere. His entire life is filled with pain.
Hemophilia itself doesn't shorten a patient's lifespan, but it significantly increases the risk of death due to uncontrolled bleeding after an injury.
Any physical activity or impact, and it always hurts.
If someone with hemophilia falls, the resulting hematoma keeps growing. For an ordinary person, it might be a small, barely noticeable bruise. But for a hemophilia patient, hematomas can become massive.
Every day is a constant battle for this young man against pain and against a world where any careless movement could cost him his life.
This house is the only place where you are safe. Nowhere else.
Maxim has never left his home for more than half an hour. He never attended school nor visited friends.
You read a lot, you study things.
I've been studying, yes, because I have no choice. I can't work physically.
Light from the screen, you work with a computer.
Yes, a computer. I earn money with it. I manage a bunch of different websites, advertising, and things like that.
It's incredible. Despite his quiet nature and physical constraints, This young man managed to study and build a career without leaving his home. He works as a graphic designer, earns well, and recently bought a car. Unfortunately, he can't drive yet, as his leg injury still hasn't healed. Maxim tires quickly, so now he needs to rest. He heads to his room.
The force, it's becoming active.
It's ancient. The force is old. Who's there?
We're not expecting anyone.
It was outside that window.
Let's take a look.
What's that? Is something burning?
I don't know what it is. We were inside when there was a loud banging on the window. We rushed out and saw that my entire yard was covered in smoke.
Smoke is filling the yard, but there is no fire. Where did it come from? What's happening?
Lilia, Maria, let's go. We saw a strange image, but it dissolved, like mist. Let's walk around.
My head hurts.
A collapsing tower. This is someone dead.
They're bleeding, completely drenched in blood. Let's go over there. My ears are ringing.
Did you call me? Tell me, was it you? I saw a body, covered in blood, convulsing in its final moments. But he was calling to me, to Zaman and me. Why? I think it was trying to deliver a message from the world of the dead. Spirits of the deceased often use birds as messengers. I saw a wounded black raven, one of the most ominous symbols, a harbinger of death and tragedy.
But who is trying to warn the psychics? And about what? They approached a nearby house.
Do you know these people?
No.
A spirit of a man approached us and pointed toward one of the houses. He said we must go inside. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Alona.
I'm Alona too, and this is Zaman. We saw a spirit that brought us here.
Please come in.
You live here with your mother, your husband, and your child.
Yes.
Tell me, has your father passed away?
Yes.
What was his name?
Sergei.
The death card fell out of the deck. This is the spirit who summoned us here.
So the psychics were brought here by the spirit of this woman's father? Could it be him causing chaos in Lilia's home for the past 6 months?
The spirit appeared to us as a bird with a broken wing. That happens when someone is beaten. My mind suddenly blurred. What is this?
He was beaten badly.
He spent a week in a coma, and then he was acknowledged handicapped.
He lived a few more years.
Yes, 3 years.
Olena's father died at 33, leaving behind his wife and 2 young children. But what happened on that terrible day? Who brutally beat the man, and why?
His mother was a seamstress. She made him a leather jacket, like the ones in magazines. Back then, in the 80s, not everyone could afford it.
Friends, neighbors, everyone was consumed by jealousy.
He was walking home when his own friends attacked him. Over a jacket. It's so awful. My husband lost his life because of someone's envy.
This is simply mind-boggling. But why did Olena's father's spirit lead the psychics to his house? And what does this have to do with the terror unfolding at the Makarenko's home?
All right. Sergei, what would you like to tell your daughter? He says, stay close to your husband. Beware of gossip and rumors. Do not be too open. Be silent. Don't talk. This woman's father and brother suffered due to human envy. Her father's spirit returned to this world to protect his daughter. It is an extraordinary, rare display of fatherly love. He says he loves you so much.
I'm so grateful.
I am certain that Olena's father's spirit had long been wandering near his home, unable to reach her. So he led us to this house.
We're sorry if we disturbed you.
May God help you solve your problem.
Thank you.
There is no connection between your families. Suddenly, the spirit of the man who brought us there told me, "Find the woman and the man," and pointed toward Lilia's house. We had to return to the house.
Volodymyr has returned from work, and he and Maxim meet the psychics there.
Hello.
Hello.
I just got back from work. I worry about my wife and children.
This is your second husband? These are your children?
Yes?
But there is a deceased child from your first marriage.
Yes, it's true.
From your first husband?
Yes.
He was your firstborn, wasn't he?
Yes.
It turns out Lilia's first marriage ended in tragedy. Their firstborn child died, and the couple could not overcome the grief.
I see an image. He was born alive and healthy. I see you holding him. But time passes, very little time, and he is taken.
He died after just 10 days.
Doctors never determined the diagnosis. But how is this connected to the supernatural events tormenting the Makarenko home?
I want to pour wax and see what emerges. I now understand the problem stems from you. You will hold the bowl. Let me pour and see what it is. Hold hands. Close your eyes. Zaman, look, the house.
Yes.
Your home. But here's what comes to it. Spirits of your ancestors. They are coming, all at once. Imagine how many generations are tied to each family. Not 10, not 20, but hundreds. They're trying to warn you. Your bloodline is dying out.
My firstborn died, and so did my mother's. My eldest brother's son had a brain tumor when he was in kindergarten. My other brother, Sasha, has 2 daughters. The eldest battled tuberculosis. She couldn't walk or eat. Nothing. She had to be carried everywhere, even to the bathroom because she was too weak.
It's unbelievable. And recently, Olena's niece almost survived too.
My sister's eldest daughter was given a vaccination in kindergarten. She ended up in intensive care and nearly died.
The family truly seems to be dying out, but why?
A pregnant woman. She's very beautiful. She's your blood relative, connected by the female line. But this was long ago, many generations back. She was noble and wealthy. She had status. She was from an aristocratic family and had a title.
Surrounded by luxury like a castle, a palace.
She was not from here.
I see a man entering her room. He's at least 20 years older than her. They are connected by blood.
Like her brother, her own blood, or perhaps her cousin.
Blood relatives, a sin. A child was conceived.
The sin of incest, you see. That pregnancy led to the birth of a girl. From her, your female lineage descended. Did you know this?
I had no idea.
It was generations ago. And the blood disorders stem from this.
This is unbelievable. A lineage born out of incest?
Normally, ancestors serve as guardian angels. But in your case, your ancestors angered the lineage. They stripped you of the protection. Incest is an immense sin. First, it leads to genetic diseases of varying severity. Second, a child born from incest lacks a guardian angel. They enter this world unprotected. That is why every child in this family either falls gravely ill or dies. The sin of incest strikes your children, and its goal is to end your bloodline. And remember earlier, we mentioned the man and the woman? The man and the woman are the siblings, the brother and sister who conceived the girl. That girl became your ancestor carrying the female line. This was common among nobility.
Well, hemophilia. People say it's the royal disease.
Strangely enough, medical experts suggest that genetic conditions like this could indeed be the result of inbreeding.
People are not to blame for how they were born, but we carry the karma of our lineage. You need to go to church to activate the forces that will help you. You must pray.
Mom, tell them, why do you feel discomfort toward the church? Why are you afraid of it?
It's a terrible feeling. I can't bring myself to enter. I know I should, because of the children, because of their illnesses. But I just can't. I don't know why.
Mom can't go to church because family lacks guardian angels. But you need to help the forces protect your children. This requires action. You must offer atonement for the sins of your ancestors, take steps, and ask for guardian angels.
Thank you so much for coming and helping us understand.
Stay strong. Stay strong, my dear.
Thank you.
Lilia must pray a lot.
A ghost of a boy with a noose in his hands and the mysterious number 13. Where did the mystical force that's attacking an entire village come from? Irina Lipanina, a young Ukrainian woman from a small village, has reached out to the psychics for help. She claims that her own house is trying to kill her and her family.
I feel something pressing down on me and wake up in terror. The feeling is like something tries to crush me, and I can't move or breathe.
Irina's mother, Valentina, is also afraid of the house.
I was being crushed. It's like something turns and then bam, it falls on you, and you're completely paralyzed.
Whenever I'm alone here, it feels like something or someone walks behind me. Something invisible rustles somewhere or knocks on the window.
But Irina is most afraid for her little daughter, Eva. The girl is constantly nervous and terrified in the house.
One day, Eva started backing away, crying and saying, "No." I asked her, "Eva, what is it?" And she said, "There's a man," and started crying, scared.
Once upon a time, a large family lived in this house. Irina, her elder brother and sister, and her parents, Valentina and Roman. Since then, their home has burned down almost entirely 3 times.
When it happened the first time, they extinguished it, but the second time it burned to ashes.
After the last fire, they didn't even have the house renovated, as it's very frightening to be there.
It feels like there is something in there. I'm afraid to be in the house alone.
The family had to move out. Valentina and her husband live in a temporary building next to the ill-fated house. Their elder daughter and son live separately, and their youngest, Irina, rents an apartment in a nearby town where she lives with her daughter.
I'd really like to find out once and for all what's wrong with our house.
Our project experts Kayal Alekperov and Sofia Litvinova take up the investigation.
I had a strange dream. I saw a little boy near a coffin. He reached out to me as if asking for help. Then a noose appeared in his hands, and 13 figures stood nearby. They were spirits, and it felt like the child was drawing them to him. Then I saw a little girl. Behind her stood a dark figure in a black hood, staring at the child with cold eyes. It was death, and it seemed to want to embrace the little one with its bony hands.
I see the number 13. It's a dozen from the devil. We're dealing with something demonic here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
We're so glad you arrived. We really need your help.
The little girl from my dream appeared in front of me. She was Irina's daughter. Let's go. I'd like to talk to this little angel.
Sofia Litvinova decided to work in the mystical house. Meanwhile, Kayal Alekperov quickly found common ground with little Eva.
The girl is severely ill. It seems like this disease is very rare, something related to the heart.
She was born prematurely. She had multiple rhabdomyomas in her heart.
A rhabdomyoma is a benign tumor that primarily affects muscles and joints, especially in children. Rhabdomyomas of the heart often lead to death.
We need to save the child. I sense a dark force here.
My God, it's awful. It feels like the roof is about to collapse. Someone's presence is pressing down. This house is teeming with supernatural phenomena. Disgruntled spirits are at work here, but I couldn't figure out what they were after. I'd like to work with my tools now. It won't even stand. It's not working.
The door fell. It's been standing for about 4 months.
These are signs.
We need you to get the child out of here. It's very dangerous. The spirits of the dead gathered around us, trying to interfere. Among them was a small boy holding a noose. But whenever I tried to establish contact with that spirit, it immediately slipped away, as if playing with me. At that moment, I felt a spirit appear near us, but it didn't show itself to us. I could only feel its bad energy. It seemed like it wanted to attack us.
I can't... Oh!
Please bring something Sophia can sit down on.
The spirit is over there. It's a young woman, not plump, but rather delicate in her youth, and a lightning is shining on her.
My husband's previous wife was killed by electricity. It happened after the rain.
Valentina recognized her second husband, Roman's ex-wife, by Sophia's description. The woman died 15 years ago from an electric shock. A wire above her house broke and fell into the yard. The poor woman stepped on it and died from severe burns. The husband was left a widower and later married Valentina.
Her spirit is here to ask what you did to the two girls.
They refused to live with their dad.
It turned out the man had 2 daughters from his first marriage. Valentina took the girls to live with them, but the relationship between Roman's daughters and their stepmother soured, and so the girls flatly refused to listen to their father's new wife.
The thing is, the spirit of this young woman, who... She's standing right here. She claims you mistreated her children. You yelled at them. Why?
They didn't listen to me and didn't wash the dishes or clean the house, so I yelled when I came home from work.
No matter how hard Valentina tried to find common ground with her husband's daughters, it didn't work out. So, eventually, the family of Roman's deceased wife took care of the girls, but later they ended up in an orphanage.
The woman's spirit is outraged that her children were mistreated and deprived of love, affection, and attention. I saw her standing behind Valentina, wagging her finger at her.
Is it really the spirit of the mother taking revenge on Valentina and all the house residents for not raising her children properly? To understand what's happening, Kayal Alekperov decided to perform a ritual.
I want this fabric to absorb Valentina's energy. This will help us understand why the spirits won't leave you alone. Look, there's number 13 here.
Oh.
The devil's dozen.
The number 13 does indeed stand out on the fabric, but what does it all mean?
I see the spirit of a man of around 60 years old standing by the road and calling me. He says he will tell me everything.
I feel that being called from this house to another house. It's like the spirits are collecting their dues. The entire village, first something happens in one house, then it moves to another house and then another. We need to turn this way.
After talking to the locals, we were shocked. It turns out that horrors indeed occurred not only in the Lipanin family's house. The whole village was suffering.
Yes, I heard a click in the middle of the night, and the light turned on. First, we thought it was the wiring, but then we realized it clicked and turned on by itself.
I turned off the light and lay down, but it felt like someone was walking around the house.
I'm being drawn here. Kayal, over here.
In search of the mystical force, which, as it turned out, troubled the entire village, the psychics enter a house.
The man's spirit was calling us. I saw him enter this house.
Hello. We are psychics conducting an investigation. Kayal and Sophia.
Svetlana.
A spirit brought us here to your house. He entered it.
Literally 2 hours ago, I heard a loud noise and thought someone was walking around.
Svetlana and her daughter Yana say that mystical occurrences happen so often in their house that they have almost gotten used to them.
Yes, we hear rustling, banging, and then something like voices, women's and men's, coming from the attic.
It feels like there's a wheelchair in this house. The energy is infused with medication.
My daughter was born with a disability, and so did my granddaughter.
The owner of the house doesn't lament her misfortune in front of the cameras. Her daughter has cerebral palsy. Despite her illness, she dreamed of having a child. Doctors advised against giving birth, but Yana heard of cases when people with her diagnosis had healthy children. Unfortunately, her daughter was also born sick.
I feel some forces here. I hear a voice saying, "You shouldn't have come here." I'd like to check the whole household. We need to split.
I sense the same thing as at the previous house. The same creaking, banging, moving, and falling.
We had a mirror hanging here. And once Yana came into the house and saw a man
in a raincoat.
Yes. And then he all of a sudden disappeared in the mirror.
It all sounds like a scene from a mystical horror movie. But why are the villagers haunted by these eerie, mysterious shadows?
After that, you took the mirror down, didn't you?
Yes, we did. Now, I don't hang any mirrors here because I'm scared.
The card of evil spirits, and I keep seeing the number 13, the devil's dozen.
This is terrifying. As soon as Sofia Litvinova took out the cards, the socket short-circuited. We checked to see if there was a fire, but luckily there wasn't. But what does it all mean? Meanwhile, Kayal Alekperov works in another part of the house. The man who lived here moved out of the village a few years ago, so now the place is empty. Incredibly, after the psychic's prayer, the window frame simply fell by itself, for no reason. How is that possible? It had been standing here still for years.
Kayal!
You know, while I was working, I saw the spirit of a man. He told me he died here. The spirit was the late husband of Svetlana, the owner of the house.
Svetlana's husband, Vyacheslav, worked in a horse theater. He performed various tricks on horseback and never complained about his health, but he unexpectedly died from a heart attack.
This is his favorite horse. His name's Mustang.
I felt the man's death was related to the number 13.
Indeed, Svetlana's husband died on August 13th.
Everyone here has the same problems. A mystical force is breathing down the necks of nearly every villager. And it's especially frightening that children are suffering. I felt there are many children here with severe, incurable illnesses.
The psychic's words make your hair stand on end. Is everyone born in this village doomed to suffer? But why?
At that moment, I heard a faint whisper around us growing into a hum. And I heard someone's thoughts. They were many people's thoughts. And those people were somewhere nearby, waiting for help. I decided to leave the yard, and I was right.
The villagers learned that the psychics had arrived and gathered near Svetlana's house. All these people are afraid to live in their own homes.
Let me conduct a ritual. I'm going to ask for help from higher powers. Excuse me, could you please come over? What's your name?
Tatiana. My house is crushing me too. I'm sick, and my son is sick. We're unwell all the time.
It feels like something wanders in your house.
The spirits come into the houses and try to suffocate the owners. They're driving them out.
Once, my husband and I were sleeping, and at midnight, the guitar started playing. Our hair stood on end. Nobody's lived in that room ever since.
People complain they simply can't live in their village. But why is this happening? And how can this horror be stopped?
Last night, I had a dream. I dreamed of a little boy. Behind him stood 13 human figures. They all had some strange marks on their necks, like from hanging. I think the cause of everything happening in this village is 13 hangmen.
This is incredible. But the locals say that many people here really committed suicide.
There on Sadova Street, we're right beyond our street. Many people really hang themselves.
A man hanged himself at the farm. Then our neighbors did the same. Many locals did it.
An elderly woman hanged there.
When we counted the number of hanged people in the village, we were shocked. There were exactly 13 of them.
Then Sophia and I understood that the number 13 was indeed the devil's dozen. In such numbers, devilish forces manifest themselves. The whole village constantly suffered from the intervention of mystical forces.
At that moment, a force called me, and it pulled me to the crossroads. This crossroads is the epicenter, the vortex.
A little boy died in this village. He drowned. He is the child spirit who appeared in my dream before the investigation. In my dream, the boy was holding a noose and was somehow pulling all those suicides who hanged themselves to the other world.
The thing is, the boy was running, and the pipe burst here. They dug it up with a tractor and forgot to cover it. And so water filled the hole, and he fell there.
Many years ago, a young family lived here. A man, his wife, and their 2 small children, a 3-year-old girl and her brother, 2 years older than her.
I remember little Sasha. He was a bit older than my son. He was a very sociable boy.
Like most villagers, little Sasha's parents were busy with household chores, and their children were playing together outside.
He drowned, and his sister stood nearby. I have no idea how she didn't fall in the hole.
He slipped and fell.
I feel nobody visits the boy's grave.
The locals say the boy's parents were devastated by the tragedy. His father turned to drinking and eventually drank himself to death, and his mother mourned for a long time at the cemetery.
Once, at the cemetery, the woman saw the spirit of her son. The boy wanted to comfort his mom, but she got scared.
The people say that one day, the woman went to her son's grave and saw some kind of apparition. She was so frightened by what she saw that she decided to flee the village. She left, taking her little daughter with her. So now, no one visits the boy's grave.
The boy's spirit didn't hold any grudge against his parents, but abandoned by everyone, he wanted to draw attention to himself. He would come into people's homes so they would visit his grave. The most vulnerable to supernatural forces are small children and those thinking about suicide. That's why the boy's spirit attracted death and severe illnesses to them. New deaths kept happening, and people more and more frequently visited the cemetery where he was buried. I want to ask each of you to pray for this child in your own way. Also, it's necessary to invite a priest to the boy's grave so that his spirit can find peace and leave this world. Let's go. Show me where the boy died.
Over here, beyond the vehicle, was the hole.
That lonely tree, right?
Let me pray so that this spirit never comes here with bad intentions again.
And I will pray that there is peace in every house and that your children are healthy.
Valentina, I think your daughter will be fine after this. I'd also like to ask the locals to put a cross on the boy's grave and plant flowers. The little boy is not evil at all. After all, children are never evil. From now on, everything is going to be all right.
Thank you for coming to us, figuring this out, and helping us.
Why are ghosts attacking a 13-year-old girl? What shocking secret are her parents hiding? Don't miss out. An incredible investigation by the clairvoyants. Katya is 13. She studies at school and lives with her parents. As a straight A student, she participates in many academic competitions.
She's a very talented and creative girl, the pride of the school.
Katya comes from a creative family. Her mother is the vice principal of the local art school, while her father is the director of the cultural center. She's been involved in ballroom dancing since she was little, and a few years ago, she and her partner won the national championship. However, Katya has stopped leaving home recently. She's not going to school, meeting with her friends, or dancing because of an apparition from beyond that's threatening her life.
She hears a man constantly calling her.
He stands, shrouded in fog, and keeps calling me.
After this, Katya starts having an unbearable headache. She loses consciousness, and doctors struggle for hours to revive her.
It was terrifying. The ambulance arrived. They said had it been just a little longer then.
This can happen anywhere, and for no apparent reason. During her last attack, an ambulance took Katya from school to the intensive care unit.
I saw Katya get very, very sick. She turned bluish right before my eyes.
The doctors practically brought her back from the other side. Her heart had stopped.
She said, "Save me, Mommy, I'm dying." I told her, "No, Katya, everything will be fine," but she doesn't believe anyone can help her anymore.
Doctors can't explain what's happening to the girl.
The examinations show nothing. We can't find the cause.
Her parents sought help from the leading medical experts of the nation. They had her examined in the capital.
When we arrived, the professor said this couldn't be happening. He said it was some kind of anomaly.
I don't want to dream or live. I feel awful.
These visions are very concerning. It seems to be something from the parallel world.
The parents fear for their only daughter. What's happening to her forces them to seek help from the country's strongest psychics.
She's our only child. We'll do anything.
The experts of our project Hala Polishchuk and Anna Galiers are going to investigate the paranormal phenomena that are souring Katya's life.
Today I dreamt of a spirit board which I, like my superpowers, inherited from my grandmother. I think I should use it.
Anna Galier conducts a seance.
Her spirit's here.
S-P-T. Spirits.
A clue from my grandmother. Spirits, child, sin. Who is the child? Katya? But I don't sense any sin. And what are the spirits?
Oh.
It's unbelievable. The pen flew out of the clairvoyant's hand. The candles suddenly went out altogether, but the room's windows and doors are shut, and there's no draft.
Oh Lord, there's someone else in here. Besides Grandma's spirit? Something pulled the pen out of my hand. It wasn't Grandma's spirit. And then it blew out the candles, preventing me from communicating with her. What is it? And what does it want? I don't understand.
Anna Galier's colleague, Hala Polishchuk, is also experiencing strange visions. She's working with Katya's photo at home.
When you test someone's photo, you usually immediately see some future, distant or near. But I can't grasp anything here. I've never experienced anything like this. I sense a void, and something dark is approaching, making it hard to breathe.
The clairvoyants head out to meet the girl's family.
Hello.
Hello.
This is truly our last hope.
Something is draining your energy like a spirit. It's taking your strength.
Yes. Yes.
It feels like there's some kind of force nearby.
I can't get enough air and suffocate. Sometimes I feel cold behind me.
Spirits possess negative necrotic energy. If a spirit attaches itself to someone without a protective ritual, they will rapidly lose strength and could even die.
It's horrifying. Will Katya truly die? Can she be saved?
Tell me, please, is there a man currently in the house?
There are no men in the house.
It was strange. I saw a man's silhouette in the window. I need there. The room was filled with spirits of men, women, and children. They all wanted something from Katya. But what? And who were they?
It turned out Katya doesn't see the man's spirit alone. She's haunted by many ghosts.
She says, "Mom, you don't see them." But I do. There's a girl with pigtails and a boy clenching his fists.
As soon as the psychics entered the house, Katya suddenly felt unwell.
Any contact with a spirit drains a lot of energy, even from experienced mediums.
Is your head spinning? Sit down.
Calm down. Relax.
In a few minutes, Katya felt better.
The man's silhouette. It's calling me to that room.
It's Katya's room.
The spirit of an elderly man is present in the room. He has gray hair and hollow, haunting eyes. Oh Lord, he's staring at me so eerily.
According to Katya, she sees many spirits, including a man similar to the one Anna Galiers has just described.
This is he who's constantly calling me. He wears a white shirt and has a gray beard. He's about 50.
Neither me nor my husband see him.
All these visions the girl had, they were too strange. Why were so many spirits haunting her when she hadn't done anything?
I've never read fortune or summoned spirits. Such things are not a joke.
But they were still haunting her. It was obvious. Now I hear a horseman's voice. What are you doing here? This is my house.
He wants us to leave.
It seems it's the spirit of the house's former owner. This room was his favorite place.
Do you know what he was like? He was obsessed with money.
This house was built sometime before 1917. It's pretty old. Someone connected to trade lived here.
And this room is where he hid his money.
That's possible.
Elderly people say the man was indeed greedy and lived alone. He also died in the house.
We need a container with water. We'll cleanse Katya's room so she doesn't feel afraid in here.
What happened? As soon as Hala Polishchuk lit a candle, Anna Galyers dropped the bowl of water, as if someone knocked it out of her hands. The clairvoyant ran out of the house in a panic.
I had a terrible vision. In it, someone hit Katya on the head and she lost consciousness from the pain. Nearby was the spirit of a woman with her skull fractured.
Katya's attacks, which leave her on the brink of death, always begin with a headache.
I see something resembling a hammer. Someone keeps hitting a woman's head with it relentlessly.
I hear voices. There's a lot of movement. The voices are noisy. They're children's. This is connected to your condition.
Her worst attacks happen during lessons.
Yes.
We need to hurry to the school.
Katya and I will go. All right? Your worries are interfering with us a bit.
Yes, I'm worried.
I felt someone pushing me in the back. It was a spirit. And it seemed to be looking for someone. Could it be Katya?
Incredible. But people indeed see a ghost at this school occasionally.
My classmates and I saw a ghost. It seemed to turn the corner.
I was walking down the corridor and saw some flickering light. It had no shape. It stood still and seemed to be watching me.
What's this puddle of blood?
Anna, what's wrong?
My head is splitting. Where's the exit?
There.
This wasn't just a murder. I saw some bloody carnage.
This is awful. What happened at Katya's school?
Let's step away. I saw an elderly woman. She was murdered at...
This was someone who worked at this school, definitely.
There was a teacher at the school, and a boy killed her with a hammer.
It turned out that in March of last year, one of the senior students indeed murdered a retired teacher who gave private lessons at home. At the interrogation, the killer made a shocking confession. He wanted to avenge his girlfriend. The boy came to the lesson with a hammer and killed his teacher to death.
He claimed she'd insulted his girlfriend, and he decided to take revenge.
I didn't understand why the teacher's spirit was haunting Katya. After all, she wasn't connected to her murder. I tried to contact the spirit of the murdered woman, but I couldn't.
Some kind of force was literally leading us in circles, preventing us from uncovering the true cause of what Katya sees before her attacks.
The psychics moved further away from the school to avoid being overwhelmed by the energy of the murder.
We needed to find out why external spirits were bothering Katya. Hala, I feel very negative energy around the girl. It was sent by an older woman.
I think it's my husband's ex-wife. She wished a lot of harm, especially to my daughter.
For both of Katya's parents, this is their second marriage. Inya didn't have children with her first husband, while Ole has an adult son, who is a historian and archaeologist.
My husband's first wife is our obvious antagonist. She said, "The ground will burn beneath you."
What's her name?
The same as yours.
Hala? Did you take her husband away?
I didn't take him away from her.
She bears a great grudge against you.
She didn't want to let go of her husband.
Inna and Ole began living together when he was over 50, and she was 26. Many condemned them because of the age difference, especially since Ole had lived with his first wife for 30 years.
Could the attacks on your daughter be caused by that woman? Where does she live? We'll go there.
I can't. I won't go. I've endured so much from her.
The clairvoyants and the crew spent an hour convincing Inna to go with them. Inna agreed, on the condition that her husband also came along.
Can I go in alone, without my parents?
All right, we'll wait in the van. Just protect her, in case she lashes out.
Katya and the psychics go to see the woman.
It seems she noticed the cameras and won't open the door.
She doesn't want to talk to us.
I have my Dad's son, phone number.
Ole is Katya's stepbrother. He's over 40 years old. He almost never speaks to his father, so Katya has only seen him a few times.
Hello, Ole. Could we talk to your mother? Why not? Is she not in town?
No, she's here. It's not that she won't talk to you. She absolutely can't stand my father's current wife.
You don't want to help your sister at all?
I've written her off from my life. Help her mother first.
I don't understand why, but I feel a very strong connection between the woman who lives here and your mother.
There's some sort of blood connection.
I don't know.
Let's talk to the parents. Don't blame her. This woman's life crumbled when she lost you. She didn't know what she was doing. She can't forgive.
I don't wish her harm.
I felt that everything the first wife of Katya's father did was aimed at scaring Inna and bringing her husband back to the family.
What puzzles me is why you, Inna, didn't want to meet her. That's how someone behaves when they feel guilty. What is the guilt about?
It's not just infidelity on the husband's part. It's yours too, Inna. I sensed a strong blood connection between you and her.
Blood connection?
Yes.
She's like a mother to you.
That's terrible.
I've known Inna all her life. She's my first wife's relative.
So that's why my grandmother's spirit gave me a clue at the beginning of the investigation. Spirit, child, sin.
Ole held a high position in the local government. So the news of him leaving his wife for her 26-year-old niece echoed throughout the area.
Everyone discussed it.
But the problems in his previous family, according to Ole, started long before his relationship with Inna.
I would have left her anyway, and she knew that perfectly well.
That's life. Katya's parents just wanted to be happy. They fought for their love. I don't sense any sin that could have affected their child this way.
But why does Katya see ghosts everywhere?
Suddenly, images from my very first prophetic dream came to me. I thought maybe Katya also had prophetic dreams.
It's unbelievable. It turned out that Katya indeed has dreams that come true later.
They come true within 1 day to 2 weeks.
We were going to a competition, but in the morning she said, "Mom, I'm not going."
I had a dream that we were going there. And then the bus overturned.
We phoned her partner. His mom was shocked and said they'd go. So they went, and the bus overturned. Fortunately, it ended well. Nobody was hurt, not a single scratch.
I couldn't stop wondering why I couldn't see the girl's future. When you test someone's photo, you usually immediately see some future, distant or near. But here, I couldn't grasp anything. Then I realized everything. The answer was right in front of us. Katya is an unusual child. She's just like Anna and me. She's a psychic. That's why I couldn't read her future. It's forbidden information. Each of us is given a mission, and not everyone needs to know it.
The other world is very complex. Often spirits who have just passed into the afterlife can't immediately adapt to the new conditions. When they encounter someone who can see them, they sometimes just want to talk or ask for help. I inherited my medium gift from my grandmother. But Katya, your grandmother also had extraordinary abilities, didn't she?
She could look at someone and say what was happening to them and what awaited them.
Strangely, when Katya's grandmother was dying, she asked to bring her granddaughter.
She really wanted to hold Katya's hand.
In this way, your grandmother wanted to pass her gift to you. But she did it later. I see you as a baby in a cradle, and above it leans the spirit of your grandmother. She touches your head and says, "I will always be with you." I finally understood who had been interfering with us from the very beginning of the investigation, who knocked the pen out of my hand, blew out the candles, and kept leading us astray.
It was the spirit of Katya's grandmother. She serves higher powers. Her task is to protect and guard her gifted granddaughter until she learns to control her gift. We need to return home to wrap this up.
We'll give you a protective charm. It will guard you until you learn to protect yourself. We need a calmer atmosphere to explain something important to you, Katya. I want to tell you that the main thing right now is not to be afraid of spirits or any other manifestations of your gift. The superpowers is a huge responsibility. Listen to yourself and you'll understand everything. The main thing is to act with kindness and love in your heart.
A demonic force is claiming the lives of this woman's children. Where did it come from? Don't miss out. The psychics will find a portal to the other world. Stella Rohova. 4 years ago, her only daughter, 15-year-old Darina, tragically died in an accident.
Our district officer came in and said, Darina died. After that, I don't remember anything because I completely lost consciousness.
On the last day of her life, Darina and her friend Natalia rode a scooter to visit their friends in a neighboring village. They never returned.
The accident occurred on October 5th. The scooter and an oncoming car collided head-on. As a result of the accident, the scooter's driver, Natalia Chaika, and passenger, Darina Rohova, died at the scene from their injuries. The car driver was uninjured.
I come here. I can't help thinking she's here. Her portrait. Everything. But I just can't believe she's gone. It feels like she went somewhere.
Stella believes her daughter's too mysterious death couldn't go without mystical interference. On the last day of her life, Darina behaved strangely and said goodbye to her mother as if she were leaving forever.
She stepped out onto the veranda and then came back, lowered her head, and said, "Don't wait for me tonight." These words stayed with me.
These words etched into her mother's memory because Darina always slept at home. And if she was ever delayed somewhere, she made sure to inform her family. Darina's friends noticed that in the last week of her life, she tried to meet with everyone to talk and say goodbye.
Later, they said she had said goodbye to everyone. She was always so sociable.
The strangest part, according to Darina's relatives, was that they had a feeling she would die on scooter.
She would say to me, "Grandma, buy me a scooter." I replied, "No, Darina, I won't. I had a premonition."
The worst thing is that Stella had already lost 4 children. 3 of them were miscarriages. Doctors insist that her health is perfectly fine.
There's either some aura around me or something else. I don't know. I have late-term miscarriages.
Now Stella has dared to become pregnant again, but she's terribly afraid that she won't be able to give birth once more, because all her children pass away.
At 40, a miracle happened. I'm anxious. I have such fear in my heart.
There are 2 months left before the baby's arrival. The baby's father has left Stella, and every day her fear of losing her 5th child grows, she says. Stella is almost certain that she has been hexed. To save the baby she's carrying, Stella decided to turn to psychics.
I'd like to turn to the psychics and ask them for help.
Clairvoyant Alona Caldre and medium Anna Galliers undertake the investigation.
What I feel from her, I can't even articulate properly yet. It's black, it's sticky, it's like fog or smoke, and it's terrifying, and it's whispering. It's someone or something from the other world.
When I look at this woman, I sense some strange energy. And I also see red demon eyes, darkness, and human bones near her. Stella is under serious danger.
Hello, Alona. Hello, Anna.
Hello.
I'd like to thank you for coming and responding to my plea. Please come in.
If it's all right, I'll take a look at you. About 7 months?
Yes.
You might have a boy.
2 ultrasounds showed a boy.
You know, we usually don't work with pregnant women because it's very dangerous for the baby. But I feel it's absolutely necessary for you. May I take your hands? Now we'll do something to ensure we don't harm your baby.
Do you have a light-colored ribbon? Let's ask your baby's guardian angels to protect him. When we met Stella, I saw very unusual energy around her. It was like some kind of substance. Foggy, sticky, and very heavy. The same thing I'd felt when working with her photo.
During the ritual, the candle went out several times, all because of Stella's strange energy.
Don't remove this until the end of the day.
I'm now being drawn towards your home. Can we go there? Stella, I see a man. He seems to be in a military uniform. I feel he's closely connected to your future child. Is he his father?
Yes. We met purely by chance. He works in the riot police. He's 10 years younger than me.
The man left Stella when he found out she was pregnant.
It's as if something separated this couple. Some other unknown force is involved. It feels as though something or someone is keeping close people away from Stella. Men just leave her. But children, they can't simply leave, so they die.
Incredibly, Stella's life didn't work out with Darina's father either. He cheated on her with her closest friend. But what is this force, and why has it turned Stella's life into a nightmare?
I need your help. When were you born? I think it was a fire sign, right?
April 17th.
April 17th. So you're an Aries.
Yes, 1973.
1973. And the date of birth of the daughter you lost?
November 1st, 1993.
93.
Yes.
She was a Scorpio. Even from your date of birth, there's a pattern emerging. You have a 5 in your birth date, and your daughter has a 6. And what killed her should fall under the number 4. This might relate to the date of her death.
She died on the night between the 4th and 5th of October. Actually, I practically saw her for the last time on October 4th.
There's some kind of pattern here. The girl had some sort of mission. She had something she needed to fulfill. We need to look into this further.
To answer the question Stella came to us with, we needed to delve deeper into her daughter's death.
An image appears. Something connected to a car. A feeling of immense pain. She wasn't alone. She seems to be holding on.
Yes, she was a passenger.
I see that at the very moment the tragedy happened to your daughter, you woke up, overwhelmed with horror.
Yes.
Stella says she woke up in the middle of the night. When she opened her eyes and saw her daughter wasn't there, she immediately knew something bad had happened, as Darina was supposed to be home by midnight.
I already had a bad premonition. I started calling her, but never reached her. I couldn't go back to sleep, feeling intense fear.
Around 6 in the morning, the district police officer came.
He came in and said, Darina is gone, Natalia too.
To find out how Stella's only daughter died, Alona Caldra and Anna Galliers go to visit the scene of the tragedy.
It's very hard for me here. I feel the impact. I don't even hear screams. The girls didn't have time for that. I see their mangled bodies flying in different directions.
He was driving in that direction. The collision happened here. This is where they collided. He kept driving further, dragging them.
The driver somehow didn't see them. He only realized what had happened a few seconds later.
He shouts, I ran over a girl. The entire road is covered in blood and body pieces. I'm afraid to look in that direction.
The scene was horrifying. Darina's lower body was completely torn apart. Her legs, they put her in the coffin wrapped in a bag.
I clearly see her as if she's in glass. She seems to be nearby, and he's screaming like a madman.
He can't believe what happened.
The police investigators conducted several examinations. According to one of them, the car driver could theoretically have avoided the collision. However, he didn't have a chance to maneuver because he was significantly speeding. According to another version, the collision occurred due to the fault of the scooter driver, who was allegedly standing on the roadside and suddenly drove onto the lane in her direction at the exact moment the car entered the oncoming lane to overtake another vehicle.
There's some kind of energy vortex here, a tornado. It spins and spins, pulling and pulling. It sucked your daughter and her friend into this very spot.
Stella immediately understood what was being referred to. After her daughter's death, to understand what happened here, she began her own investigation. It turned out this wasn't the first tragedy on this stretch of road.
2 brothers were going by car, both non-drinkers, decent people. In the morning, the car was found crashed into a tree.
I see an accident. 3 people in a car, 2 men and a woman. The men died, but the woman survived.
We found the woman Anna Galliers was talking about. Her name is Inna. She still recalls the accident in which she almost died with horror. 2 of her friends died, and she miraculously survived.
The driver died instantly, and the other guy had a music player, which cut his carotid artery. He bled out. The rescuers pulled me out. I had a traumatic brain injury. I was in a coma for 15 days.
Suddenly, spirits of people who died here began approaching us, holding hands. For some reason, they died here in pairs.
There were many cases.
Many accidents. There are flowers and memorials there.
In the same spot, regardless of the season, there's something there.
The road seems fine and everything, but why does this happen? The girls were the 10th pair. All the victims were young and always in pairs.
But what does this all mean? Why do people die in pairs on this stretch of road? And how is it connected to Stella's children passing away?
All the accidents happened there because of the energy vortex we felt as soon as we arrived at the spot. Everyone who met their death here had a specific mission, and when a man or woman fulfilled it, they were simply drawn there. It's impossible to explain why these portals appear. This is a passage from the world of the living to the world of the dead. The more victims it claims, the stronger it becomes. This means more and more people will die here simultaneously. We'll try to do something. I can't tell you exactly, but it should help.
This place feels like an energy funnel. I heard someone speak German. And I just couldn't understand how that's possible. After all, this is a village in southern Ukraine, not Germany.
Stella remembered that almost 2 centuries ago, the village was founded by Germans. The settlement was called Karlsruhe.
From 1808 to 1817, there was a great famine in Germany. Searching for a better life, people came from Western lands, 73 Catholic families.
Now the spirit of a man has appeared. He lived in this area a long time ago and built this village. He's German. This spirit wants to tell us something. He's showing a building.
It's a church.
After founding the settlement, the Germans immediately began building a church, or Kirche. However, during World War II, the Soviet authorities expelled the settlers from here.
In 1944, they were told to leave. They were ordered to gather their belongings, take everything necessary, and leave the village within a day. They loaded onto wagons and set off on a long journey, never to return.
We need to go to this church.
In the 1970s, attempts were made to demolish the church, claiming that since the Germans had left, there was no one to care for it. However, it stood firm, and it was specially opened for the psychics to work inside the building.
It was looted.
They tried to destroy it, and that's very wrong.
Desecrating sacred places has always been considered a great sin. Those who did so often either suddenly fell ill or died unexpectedly. But how does all this relate to Stella?
The locals don't pay for their sins.
I feel that the people who destroyed this structure have already been punished by heavenly forces. They died tragically.
The locals say the church was destroyed by outsiders who, after leaving the village, suddenly died. Some fell from heights, others were hit by cars.
The spirit of this German is calling us somewhere. He's talking about a cemetery. Is there a cemetery nearby? We must go there.
This cemetery is where the Germans buried their relatives. Stella's daughter, Darina, is also buried here. The psychics head there on foot.
This place is filled with wandering souls. I see them standing here. I need to go over there.
There are open graves.
The German spirit is showing me skeletons lying on top of each other. I see someone being buried in someone else's grave.
Oh God, there are bones here. Look.
These are human bones.
The psychics are in the part of the cemetery where Germans were once buried. After they were expelled, the locals began burying their dead nearby. Now there's hardly any free space, and it turns out that new graves are being dug in the places of old burials. Perhaps this is why human bones lie scattered in the middle of the cemetery.
It was at that moment that I realized the source of Stella's fear. The very fear that has been taking the lives of her children. And I understood what that fog was. There's now a demon here, feeding on your fear. He's standing right behind you.
I can't stay here any longer. Let's leave.
It took the Estonian clairvoyant half an hour to recover.
The fact that Darina ended up on that stretch of road where people die and where there's a portal to the other world is no accident. Your daughter had a mission to change the man driving the car that collided with the girls, to transform his values and make him kinder. Darina was supposed to die much earlier due to the dark energy that surrounds you. The German spirit led us to the cemetery intentionally. In this case, the cemetery symbolizes death. And it's through the death of someone whose loss you once deeply and painfully experienced that the fear inside you began to grow and strengthen. You first felt it as a child.
Something must have happened in your childhood that set a pattern for your whole life. Maybe it's connected to car accidents.
My goddaughter died.
After these words, Stella immediately understood what was being referred to. As a little girl, she became a godmother.
I was 12 or 13 years old when I christened her. A car hit her in front of her parents.
And after that, you began to feel fear.
Although Stella didn't witness the accident herself, she knew how the girl's parents suffered. Their tears and pain remained etched in her memory for a long time. Even now, as an adult woman, just mentioning it makes her heart race uncontrollably. However, she says she has learned to hide this fear.
Because you constantly thought about this tragic event and were afraid. Negative energy accumulated around you. Over the years, you were so afraid that a black fog formed around you. Your fear made tangible. The otherworldly force sensed it and came to feed on it. It's a demon. I saw it beside you back at the cemetery. Moreover, the otherworldly force understands what Stella fears most: losing her children. That's why this pattern keeps repeating in her life. At such times, Stella's fear peaks.
So, Stella became nourishment for the demon? It's food?
All your children died because of this demon. He's also the one driving men away from you.
What do I need to do to get rid of it?
You need to go to church and pray a lot. We'll also pray for you. I feel it will work. The baby will be born healthy.
Let's lift the connection to your child now so you can reunite with him. He misses you today.
This needs to be burned and buried. We'll pray that by burning this ribbon, you destroy the demon affecting your life.
It needs to be buried by midnight tonight.
I feel relieved. Thank you so much for your warmth and your words. I feel so much better. We had such a difficult day, and in my condition, I would have been completely drained. But I feel okay.
From today, a new path awaits you.
Let this be your talisman.